A tech-savvy rider implemented new technology to modify his 2015 GL 1800 Honda Goldwing. That Goldwing later became known as Black Flash, an extreme lighting show bike. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Carnell, the tech-savvy rider. Today is August 25th, Saturday, roughly about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What you're looking at now is the completion of my dual battery setup that I was installing on my Goldwing. Everything remained the same. The only thing that I changed from the original description of how I was gonna mount this in my Goldwing. The only thing changed was the ground wire from the isolator that I told you all that I was going to put inside my saddlebag. I had to end up running that ground wire all the way back out through the side panel, side saddlebag, and I end up grounding it to the mount that holds the battery bracket. The battery bracket that holds the battery. If you look real close, behind this bracket is the frame that this bolt is screwing into, so it ended up being a perfect ground for me. I haven't tested out anything yet. I'm just gonna go over the display of how I got it set up, so you'll get a better understanding of what I did before I start this bike. Okay, first thing first, like I was saying, the positive wire from the primary battery is going to the isolator. The isolator has a battery cable going from the battery to the isolator for the main battery, and on the second side, which is the auxiliary side, the positive cable going from it to the fuse block, and then the fuse block is going to my secondary battery. The secondary battery, I had to run the ground cable all the way back out and ran it back up to my primary battery. Now, the reason I did this is because the primary battery ground, this is the ground wire for the primary battery, it's already grounded to the frame. So I didn't want to go through the trouble of trying to look for a second ground bolt when the ground bolt for the battery terminal is already there. So I just ran a cable along from the second battery all the way back up to my first. That's my primary. That's the cable going to ground cable going to my primary battery. All my accessories, as you can see, this is what you're looking at inside my saddlebag. This is all my electronics, all my switches for all my lights. Try to give y'all a better understanding so you can. What I end up doing, I had to create a shelf. I had to make shelves inside my saddlebag. So the first shelf is basically holding the primary battery, secondary battery, along with all my power sources for my lights. Each one of these boxes here are power sources for the lights, and then my second shelf is holding everything for the isolator and the fuse block. So it's basically 3 shelves in here. The bottom shelf is holding all the wires. Second shelf is holding the battery and all the power sources for the lights, and then the third shelf is holding the isolator, the fuse, the inline fuse, everything else to make this dual battery setup complete. The only thing I got to do now is actually test this connection. I haven't turned on the bike. I haven't tested anything. This is going to be my first run with it. Now, from what I understand, when the battery is connected, when the connection is complete, the isolator should be in a red solid status mode. In the isolator mode, indicating that the batteries are separated. So there should be a red light in the back there. I should have turned this isolator the other way so I wouldn't have to be looking all up inside the saddlebag. But if you see the red light right there, I'm hoping I turn my helmet so you can see it. I'm trying to look at the camera and see if y'all can see this or not. I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it. But inside on the isolator has a red light. That's indicating that the setup is in isolation mode. Secondary and primary battery are separated. Now, according to the instructions for the isolator, the minute I turn the bike on, the isolator is gonna stay in red status until the primary battery is fully charged. This is my first run, so if the bike go up in flames, it was nice knowing you. Here we go. Alright, the bike is on. Let me try to look back up in here. The isolator should be red and then it goes to blue. Alright, it went to blue. So now that it's blue, it's in the charging status, indicating that the primary battery is fully charged. Blue light indicating that the secondary battery is being charged. This is the status of what the isolator will be in as long as the bike is on. It's always going to be double charging. It's always going to be charging my secondary battery. When I turn the bike off, the isolator will stay in blue status for about a minute, indicating that it's still charging the secondary battery. And then it would turn back to red, indicating that it's back in isolation mode. The second battery is separated from the first. So let me check it out and see what happened. Okay. Alright, now it's still in blue. I'm trying to squat down so you all can see this stuff. I'm hoping you all can see it. The indicator is blue, and about a minute it should turn back red. Once it does, I am done. This installation took me from sun up to sundown, roughly about 7 o'clock Thursday morning to about 7 o'clock Thursday night. Roughly about 6 hours on Friday, and 7 o'clock this morning to it's roughly going to be about 3 o'clock here pretty soon. It took me a straight 24-hour non-stop if you put the hours of working together, because it was non-stop once I started. That's a full 24 hours of trying to get this whole bike rewired just to do this ground connection. Just do a battery display. Just do a battery setup. Your boy is tired. So I just wanted to let y'all know I have finally done it. It is complete. These are all my light switches. Everything should be working. Alright. What I'm gonna do is turn everything on, all my switches, and I'm gonna recheck my lights. Make sure all my lights working, cause it ain't black flash if my lights ain't working. So here we go. Turn on the bike. All my switches are on. All the lights for the bike. All the lights for the trailer. And show mode. Black flash is a go. Ready for wing beam, fellas. I'm on the way. Now I gotta put this bad boy back together and then separate the trailer and the motorcycle and start loading it up inside Black Flash 3. I'll probably be heading out Monday afternoon. Only thing I changed was my reservation for my hotel. I'll be staying at stay. Oh man, I can't even. Well, anyway, I changed hotel rooms. But anyway, other than that, Stay Here. Yeah, that's the name of the hotel I'm in. Stay Here is the hotel I moved to, because they have valid parking. I mean, they have free parking. So I'm good to go. So I had to move my hotel reservations. Other than that, your boy be leaving out tomorrow. Leaving out Monday afternoon. She'll be making it in roughly early that morning, Tuesday morning, and then I'll move into my hotel room that afternoon, and then I'll be riding out to Wing Ding to see some of you guys. Other than that, hey, I gotta clean this bad boy up after I put it back together and start loading it up. That's my spiel for today, YouTube. Just wanted to let y'all know Black Flash is the shit. She's good to go. That's my spiel for today, YouTube. Talk to y'all later. GoPro, stop recording.